Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Sunday, the 14th of Rajab, 1447, the 4th of January, 2026. Our Hazrat Wala has in front of him this latest kitab of his, the Tuhfatul Murshideen, which is actually the tarjuma of the kitab Hidayatul Murshideen ila Turukil Wa'zi wal Khitaba. It is the tasnif and the kitab of Mujaddid Diyar Misr, the Mujaddid of Egypt, Hazrat Allama Sheikh Ali Mahfuz Misri, rahimahullah ta'ala. Our Hazrat Wala is reading an article from this particular kitab. The subtitle here reads, Da'i ki pehli sifat, the inviter, the one who is doing da'wat and tabligh, the one who's giving wa'z, his first quality, what should that be? It is that of knowledge. The person needs to have knowledge from Quran and Hadith. He needs to know what has been mentioned in the Quran and what has been related from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That person needs to be acquainted with the seerat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the halat of the Khulafa Rashideen and the Salaf Salihin. And then accordingly that person needs to have some amount of knowledge of the ahkam and the asrar, the different aspects, the laws, bylaws of the Shari'at. And then he needs to be honest in his propagating this type of knowledge and passing it on. Because for a person who's doing da'wat and tabligh, together with having the merit and the virtue of knowledge, he needs to have that of sadaqat and honesty. He also needs to know in which form and way he's going to present this. He needs to make sure there is no type of deviation and discrepancy in his aqidah. He should never ever give the wrong hukam of the Shari'at. And he should please the people and make them completely content when they are asking about the ahkam of the Shari'at. He should meaning answer them correctly in that type of a way. On the other hand, a person who's ignorant, himself he is astray, what will he do to others? In this particular circumstance where a person is ignorant himself, the benefits are very few, rather the amount of harm that comes is tremendous. He will not be able to reform, rather he will create corruption. Because himself, he is unable to decipher between haqq and batil. And he is unable to make islah of the nafs. It is for this reason that Sayyidina Hasan al-Basri radiyallahu ta'ala, what does he say? The example of a person who practices without knowledge is like a person who's traveling without any path. He's on the wrong path, he's on the wrong road, he doesn't know the road. And a person who is practicing without knowledge, instead of doing good, he will do more wrong. This is a saying of a wise person, Man salaka tariqan bighayri dalilin dhalla. A person who traverses or travels a path, who trods a path without a guide, will always be misled. وَمَنْ تَمَسَّكَ بِغَيْرِ أَصْلٍ زَلَّ. And the person who does not hold the essence and the roots firmly, then that person will definitely slip. So here the ayat of the Quran Majid is quite clear. قُلْ إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ رَبِّيَ الْفَوَاحِشِ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ وَالْإِثْمَ وَالْبَغْيَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ وَأَن تُشْرِكُوا بِاللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ سُلْطَانًا وَأَن تَقُولُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Similarly, another ayat of the Quran Majid, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمُ الْكَذِبَ هَذَا حَلَالُ وَهَذَا حَرَامٌ لِتَفْتَرُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ لَا يُفْلِحُونَ مَتَاعٌ قَلِيلٌ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. So this ayat, in essence, was not only for the Arab, it was not only for Zamana-e-Jahiliyat, rather it is for us here today as well. The hukam that has been given is that a person should not confuse the halal and the haram. Now we're coming back to the same thing, because all of this here needs nothing other than that of knowledge. Okay, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is mentioned. This is the hadith of Bukhari Sharif. Man su'ila فَأَفْتَى بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ وَأَضَلَّ. A person who is asked a question and then he answers without knowledge, he doesn't have the knowledge, but he gives the fatwa, then what will happen? Himself he will be astray and he will lead others astray as well. Likewise, there is a statement of a wise person. That if you don't know anything, then you should not speak, because this is sufficient for your ignorance, that you say something that which you have no knowledge of. So a person, if he is unaware of anything, he should not feel ashamed. Rather, he should say, I don't have the knowledge of it. Rather, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself was asked that what is the best part of the earth? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied that I don't know until I do not get that knowledge from Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam. Similarly, in Bukhari Sharif, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala an has mentioned, Man alima shay'an falyaqul bihi, wa man lam ya'lam falyaqul Allahu a'lam. If a person says, knows something, then he can speak. He should speak. It's fine, not a problem. But the one who does not know, then he should say, Allah knows best. Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an has mentioned that if a person is asked about something that he does not know, then he should say Allahu a'lam. So alim is that person that his ma'lumat is more than his majhulat. The things that he knows are more than that which he is unaware of and unacquainted with. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma has mentioned that even alim leaves this out completely, meaning that I don't know this. Eventually, he will fall into destruction. A wise person has mentioned that the perfection of my knowledge is I have the knowledge of la adri, I don't know. It is mentioned about a person who says, I don't know. Eventually, that type of knowledge will come to him. He will come to know it. And the person who does not know, and then he starts speaking, and then he attributes that there to himself, he will remain in that state. Rather, eventually, he will be destroyed. O Allah, we ask you for protection from the fitna of both ilm, of qawl and amal. ए अल्लाह, हम तुझसे कौल व अमल दोनों के फितने से पनाह चाहते हैं. Now our Hazrat Wala is saying, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb used to make much kalam on these type of kitabs. Regarding the kitab that our Hazrat Wala has in front of him, our Hazrat Wala is saying, बहुत ज़बरदस्त किताब. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, अगर उनको ये किताब मिलती तो दिन और रात यही सुनाते. If he had to get this kitab, then he would most definitely read from this kitab, because it was exactly the same which he was telling the people, and more or less the halat of the people of Misr and the halat of the people in India were the same. Allah Ta'ala keep us steadfast on the deen. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.